Yo, YouTube, what's up, man? If this your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that notification bell to stay more updated with posts. Alright, so right now what we're going to be doing a high taper with the waves on the top. Also, I'm going to be cutting it down with a one guard with the lever all the way open. Alright, so right now what I'm doing, I'm going in, combing out the hair to lift it up off the scalp. You never want to go in and just cut right away without lifting the hair up off the scalp. Next, I'm going to go in and cut everything even, so that way I don't have to come back and do it again. You always want to keep a comb or a brush in your hand, that way you can brush or comb as you go over the hair. My boy Trey would not keep his head up, but it's cool though. Alright, so right now I'm going in making my first guideline with my clippers, so that way it would be easier to take out that bottom line. I'm going in cleaning all the hair up off the face, that way I don't have to come back and do that at the end. As you make your first guideline, be sure to only go up about an inch, because you don't want to push your fade up. Now I'm going in with no guard with the lever halfway open, and I'm proceeding to take out that bottom line. And with that, you don't want to go past the top line. Okay, so right now it's the debulking process. A 2 guard would be the highest guard I use. Also, I will basically fade down from here. Going in with my 1.5 guard, and I'll basically play with the lever to soften up that line to come back with my 1 guard. And what I mean by play with the lever is open and close it till I get that line out. Going in with my 1 guard, it'll basically be the same process, but you gotta be sure not to push the fade up. Your 0.5 guard, I call it the cleanup guard, because you really can bypass it once you learn the techniques, but you also can detail with it and do other things with it. You may see me using different guards. That's because I'm trying to make sure that the fade is clean, so once I go back in detail, it won't be that hard. Moving on to the back of the head, it's pretty much the same process throughout the whole haircut, the same steps, the same methods, whatever you prefer. There's no right or wrong way to cut hair. On the back of his neck, his hair lay in many different directions, so you want to be sure to cut against the hair, whichever way the hair lay, even if you got to flip and turn the clippers, whatever you got to do to get that line out. Like I told y'all, it's the same steps all the way around the head. Alright, but if you didn't catch it in the beginning of the video, make sure you subscribe to my channel to help me grow. I know it looks like I made a different process on the back of the neck, but it's pretty much still all the same thing. The only thing I did on the back was I faded down first, and now I'm going in and fading up into the 1 guard. Then I'll detail at the end. Alright, so listen, I know this is a little bit off topic, but if you're thinking about cutting hair, just go ahead and do it. Reason being, because it's a skill that can't no one take from you. Also, make sure you go get your barber license. That's something that could never go away. Okay, so back to the regular schedule program. As you can see, I'm flipping the clippers every which way to get that line out. As a beginning barber, sometimes you're gonna face challenges like this, to where you gotta constantly flick your wrist, do different methods to get it out, but do whatever it takes to get that line out, so you can have a clean fade and a clean transition. So right here, I'm just gonna speed up everything And it's the same methods. However you make the line, that's how you take it out. So sit back and just watch. You can see that the fade is slowly coming together. Some people would say guys with waves be harder to cut, but as you can see, I'm using the corner of my blades to kind of get that line out. So right here, I'm showing you guys that there's no pushback going on. You want to line it up right at its natural state. As a beginner barber, I would recommend that you start from the corner of the head and work your way across. But right now, as you can see, I'm starting from the middle and working my way to the corners because I've been cutting him for a while and I know the way his lineup is. I'm doing his tape, but right now I'm hitting at the line. You don't see me pushing it back or digging in. Yes, I'm adding hair fibers, but I'm keeping it very thin. That way it still looks natural. If you are a beginner barber, just get used to not using enhancements first. Once I get done applying the enhancements, I'm going in and I'm combing it. That way it still looks natural. Then I'm going to go in and I'm taping it. And I'm not taping it to make it sharp. I'm taping it just to clean up the enhancements off the forehead. On this next part, I always let my clients know that it's going to burn a little bit because it has alcohol in the product and I already taped it. So I go in and I use either my blow dryer or my blower to kind of cool off the burning sensation. To add more enhancement to the cut, but to keep it looking natural, I'm going in and I'm using my pencil. The pencil is to make the hairline pop even more without it looking fake. Once I get done using the pencil, I like to use all sheen and spread on the tape because it makes blending that line out way more easy. When using the razor, make sure that you stretch the skin. That way you don't cut anyone. Okay y'all, this pretty much wraps up my video for today. This is how he came in, and this is how he's leaving out. If you like the cut, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Also, I'll leave all my other social medias, my TikTok, Facebook, my Instagram, all that on the screen. Before this video ends, I want to say big shout out to you guys for your continuous support. Alright, I really appreciate it. Once again, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you.